welcome back. Okay, so I've just gone over with you using forum posts to get backlinks and traffic, and you saw a fantastic example about how quickly that can work and how you get people responding to things you post. And in this video I'm going to quickly go over blog posting and just a little recap on the backlinks I was talking to you about before, the backlink package. So blogs, the way we're going to use blogs works in exactly the same way, on exactly the same principles as the forum posts. You'll find blogs related to your keyword, and where possible you'll be able to add your own answers to posts or make posts. Okay, so it's normally adding a comment on a blog. Now, whereas the forums are lots of different people gathered to talk about a certain subject, a blog is made by one person. So I've just made this blog about stress, and if you allow people to make comments on your blog, then they can comment. Okay. Now, the same principles apply as to finding these blogs that you can comment on. You want to make sure they're do follow, so follow the instructions that I gave you in the previous video, where you use the SEO button at the bottom right hand corner of the screen if you're using Firefox. And also, of course, you can check in the source code of the site like I've covered in previous videos, so I'm not going to go over that again. You can check back in the previous videos for that. Okay, so basically my site's about stress. Another way to do it is to type in stress here and look at the sites at the top of the list when you put that keyword in. Okay, try different keywords in your niche, your main one, and then others that you've drilled down into. In this case we're looking at stress. Now as you go down these, just click on them and have a look and see if some of them allow you to comment. You'd have to have a look around on the sites themselves, because some of these might be blogs that don't allow comments at all. And you might find a forum that you haven't come across before that you can post on. So basically the other way is to put do follow blogs in here to find blogs that you can comment on. And remember, you can type in things like do follow blog directory, we've got one here. And there's various ones where people that have found do follow blogs and forums, then people have listed them for you. Okay, there's a blog directory here, look, and you'll find all these if you type it into Google. There's categories and subcategories. Yeah, we'd look at health there, look for stress in there, or relaxation. You know, stress covers quite a lot of things. It could be under medicine, whatever it might be. Another one here, that's inline SEO. Do follow diver, so you can type your keyword in there and it will list do follow blogs on there. There's a do follow blog directory here, followlist.com, same kind of thing. Look, you've got your categories. There's normally one on health. There it is, yeah. So you can click on there, have a look around. And these are just examples I'm giving you. I mean, you'll probably find ones of your own when you get into it. Do follow blog directory. So basically that's what you're looking for. Exactly the same principle as the forums. Don't spam. Don't put a link to your site. If you need to register with the site, I suggest you do, because it's well worth it for the minute or so it takes you to do it, and then you can start posting. And what I'll do, I'll suggest you try and start answering things, but like I said before, with useful posts rather than just sort of one-line replies. You could even try adding a few replies first before you put a link in your signature file, so your site's not mentioned, they can see you're not spamming, and you're perceived as trying to help the blog. So after you've made a dozen or so blog posts, then you can add your link, and then you can have a look what other people have done in their answers as well. Some blogs, some forums won't allow you to have a link in the bottom until you've done a certain number of posts, so don't get put off by that. If it's a big forum, it's definitely worth your time sticking at it and getting all of those entries in. But just remember, all the time you're going to spend on blogs and forums, just see it as part of your sort of general larger picture of different traffic generation techniques that you're going to be doing. Because what you have to remember, once you've built your actual site, your blog, it takes very little time to update that. Just a few minutes a day, dropping a bit of extra content, pinging it on Ping-O-Matic, if you remember that, and then adding links the way we've shown you here. And that takes very little time. So once the site's built, you want to spend most of your time, once you are working on this, on building backlinks, getting traffic, making comments on things, because the more you spend time building your traffic, the more traffic you'll get and the more sales you'll make. It's that simple an equation. And here's the backlinks package I mentioned before again. As I say, if you don't want to use this, then you don't have to, that's absolutely fine, but honestly for $8 it's a real bargain. But once again, the same principles apply here. If you're going to use it, when you do sign up, when you build your profile, spend a little bit of time building it. You're only going to have to do it once on each site, so maybe add a photograph, yeah, maybe put your interests in there, just fill as much of it in as you can, and obviously it will legitimise it a little bit more, it'll make you look that bit more legitimate. There's absolutely tons of these. I mean, once you're signed up there, you'll see 50 a month come through. And the reason for using this, if you remember, is just to get Google to index your site. And I would suggest you do this every day in some form or another. Another thing we're going to do, when we get onto article marketing, you can use these for that as well. So there are multiple ways that you can use these to effectively get traffic from different directions. So it is a bargain at $8 a month. I would seriously consider this being one of the first things you buy. Now obviously there are lots of other different ways of getting traffic that I'm going to go over in the next video, like article marketing, so you need to have an idea of how to do that. That's a free technique in itself and it's incredibly effective once it's used properly. Now I've mentioned before, I know a lot of online marketers, and each one of those, even those basic things that most of those people stick to, you know, most of them prefer different ways to get traffic. But these marketers, a lot of these marketers are earning money, substantial money, purely from forums, blog posts, and they're just working within their little niche community. And I know plenty of marketers that do make a full-time living just from doing that, and that's probably 90% of the places they get the traffic from. Okay, once again, the same applies to backlinking. Now I've used this myself, I've got a lot of colleagues that use this, and when you do it properly it really is very effective. And after all, the whole point of it is just building backlinks. Not only people clicking on it, but the backlinks for Google to count and then get indexed on Google itself. So just to recap, other than the backlinks here, all of this I'm showing you is free. The blog posts, I'm going to go on to article marketing, it's all free stuff. And again, although you have to pay a little bit for this, but it is ridiculously cheap, you know. And even if it's not free, it's very, very little money to do this. And this is a very, very strong tool that you can use. So although you have to pay for this, for what you're getting, it really is great value, ridiculously cheap. And that's the other great thing about doing this. You built a blog, and other than paying for your hosting and your domain name, once you've done that, and you can build more than one, so you only ever need your domain name after that, which can be as little as $8 or something. So it's very, very little cost, but we're starting to build an empire. And you can expand on one site, you can keep building that if you want, but what I suggest is keep it simple, get it going, add to it gradually, but then spend the majority of your time building more and more sites and getting traffic to those. Keep going back to them, keep updating your blogs, keep updating your traffic sources, and then keep getting backlinks, putting comments on blogs and posts. It really is easy to use this and start making money. But obviously you do have to put some work in, and after I've been previously working 40-50 hours a week for somebody else, you know, it really doesn't feel like work when I'm doing this during the day. Okay, this will take a little bit of work, but to be perfectly honest, it doesn't even feel like work. I mean, you know, I, like probably you, have worked 40-50 hour week jobs for somebody else, and this really doesn't feel sort of that much like work. The chances are, if you're into this and you've found this, you're already spending time on the internet, so you might as well use what you're learning as you go along. Don't be like me and leave it ages before you actually get stuck in and started. I mean, I wish I'd started years ago, really, a lot earlier than I did. But I've found as I've gone along, it's incredibly easy how you just pick things up and learn things as you move along. And as you do things through repetition, everything gets that much easier. And you don't have to refer back to these in the end, because you'll be surprised how much that you're retaining, you know, off the top of your head. I have found as I've gone along, it's incredible how you learn things as you move along. Everything gets so much easier. You don't have to keep referring back to instructions like this. You'll just know how to do it. Okay, and once you see the money coming in, that is really, really exciting. And you start to see the potential of your business. And so the amount of money it costs you to set up really is peanuts compared to anything offline. When you're opening a business offline, there's just no comparison. It's so cheap to do it online. And as I say, there are affiliates earning fortunes, £100,000 a month. You know, one guy in particular that I'm thinking of, out of one niche. It's absolutely astonishing what you can earn. So I hope you can see a pattern occurring here and see what you've got to do, and you can see the potential of what you've got to do. And believe me, it's not that difficult. Watch the videos through. If you have to watch them half a dozen times, it doesn't really matter. So long as you get to the stage where you can set yourself up, get yourself online, and you set yourself up for life. You know, it can pay for holidays, it can pay for cars, houses, it pays for everything. My entire lifestyle has been achieved on the back of what I've done online. And I'm full-time online now, my income's growing all the time now, but I started exactly where you are. Exactly where you are. But I didn't have a tool like this, a free tool that would help me get online. So don't let it sit around gathering dust on your hard drive, and you can be exactly the same as me in very little time. So I've just covered blog posts, we did forums before, the principles are exactly the same. The backlinks, as I've said before, although you've got to pay for them, it's worth their weight in gold. So I would suggest you prioritise getting signed up to this. And believe me, I don't make a cent from this. I'm not an affiliate for this. It's just it's something I recommend very, very highly that you do. Okay, so that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next video where we're going to talk about article marketing.